Welcome back to the Stan Simpson Show. We're talking Hartford politics with lawyer and former councilman John Connelly. I talked about the candidates that I saw an informational meeting and was not really impressed with the array, the pool. All good people, all passionate, have their strengths. But I thought for mayor of strong mayor of the capital city, why aren't we seeing more high-profile, high-voltage candidates come out for a job like this? Is it because the past mayor is in prison?
I think Eddie's footprint is very distinct on this race, and his temperament, his leadership style, his manner of governance really put the voters off that. And I think anybody who would be the hard-charging, it's my way or the highway, if you don't go, I will break you unless you do just how I describe, would probably get not one delegate vote at the convention or very few votes at a primary or general election. The people of the city of Hartford do feel, to some degree, and this is, I'm here every day just like you are, that they got burned by somebody. That they,
Still healing.
And you know what? We'd never had a mayor go to jail. We'd never had an elected official go to jail before Eddie Perez. And I remember my parents, who were both elected officials in the city of Hartford, always saying, well, at least that's never happened to us.
Right.
So it was a loss of innocence, if you can say the city of Hartford politics has any innocence of it. And therefore, you're not going to see that same sort of authoritarian rule being in any candidate that's going to get some support.
Do you suspect 4 years from now we'll see stronger candidates after this cycle is over, that 4 years will pass and
yes.
other...
I do. I'm sorry to jump on your question, but I certainly would. There's a hangover period on Eddie Perez, and we're still experiencing it. And what a lot of the leadership in this city, town committee leadership and the like, wants to see is somebody that actually does listen to them and allows them to have a conversation about the future of this city and doesn't jam down their throat what tomorrow is going to look like. Now, I also believe that's the better way to lead. This is a slightly balkanized city of different neighborhoods that are roughly drawn on ethnic lines. And we do need to have a leader that talks to everybody and is respected by each element and their strengths and bulwarks their weaknesses so that we can move forward. Too much infighting was encouraged by prior administrations that went to building them up because everybody else was tearing each other down.
You and Perez butted heads is no secret. Some would argue that he ruined your political career, that you would try to, in fact, a political coup, it didn't work, and you got spanked. Your thoughts, and when he went down, for you, was it told you so, or what did you feel when he went down for corruption after what you had dealt with him?
I'd felt very badly for the city of Hartford. In fact, I felt very badly for Eddie. His wife is a very sweet woman. His kids are fantastic kids. It was, I know, horribly embarrassing and shameful to him. He has to live with those decisions. I felt no glee. I mean, it's just such a horrible, horrible situation.
Do you want back in? You want to be mayor?
I certainly thought about it. I really was planning to some degree to announce late last year. Now I have a much, much more important job.
Being dad, right?
Is being a father and raising my stepson and my daughter and being there for that. And until my domestic situation is better organized, I don't see it. But I also, you don't have to be in office to help. You don't have to be elected to lend a hand. And I serve on the town committee, and I serve in, help other peoples and other leaders, help make them make decisions, and everybody can add.
Let's talk about Mayor Segarra. Quick impression, he's been 1 year now in the seat. He's torn down the ugly building. He's doing some things with taxes. Talk about his style compared to Eddie Perez's style.
It is about 180 degrees different. As you said, very open and obvious full warfare occurred between Eddie and I for 2 full years on the news and television shows like this on the front page of the Hartford Courant. And I think the city was horribly served by Eddie and I directing so much of our effort towards fighting each other instead of working for the city. It's something I'm embarrassed about to this day. Pedro knows that is not the way forward. Certainly not in this economic times. At least when Eddie and I were doing it, there was a lot of money.
Well, you're saying he's kinder and gentler. Is he effective? Can he be effective? There are folks who argue that he's kind and gentle and nice guy, but that where's the beef?
One of the best examples you just gave is they've been talking about the butt ugly building for years. It dropped within 90 days of his being sworn in. He does have, the snow removal. No one was happy with it. No one was happy with it. But I do know and was, talked to about some of the meetings where It was, we have to do whatever is necessary to get the problem solved. And it got easier and better the more he stepped up. And I've seen him grow in the job. He's a very good lawyer and a very good man, but I've seen him grow in the job as a mayor for this year. When we talk about taxes, they'll be announcing a rolling back of $500,000 on the taxes. That's because he kept a control of the budget. I've seen him show leadership on the CDBG grants, where those are federal grants, block grants that are given that the council gives out to community groups. I have seen patronage being used for grants that were given year after year after year, no matter what the group did or did not do. I saw him clean up that process. So money was going to effective groups.
Where's he vulnerable? You give all the kudos. Where's he vulnerable?
I think he's definitely vulnerable on the idea. I think he's not very vulnerable now that Sean's out.
Okay, right.
But where does he need to work even harder? I honestly believe it is towards letting people know how much he cares and how hard he's working. We all knew Mayor Mike Peters was never off the job.
Mm-hmm. But hard work doesn't equate to results either, right?
It absolutely doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. But I don't think the people of the city of Hartford or the county of Hartford understand how hard he's working. You can't get the results without the hard work. You might not get the results with the hard work, but you can't even get close to them. And he does get some results, and I'll give you an example.
Well, you can. We got about 5 seconds, so it's a 5-second quick example.
Extending people's time to pay taxes during the snowstorms because people couldn't get to City Hall. He did it unilaterally. Was it in accordance with state law? Maybe, maybe not. But he decided, and he showed that he was the mayor.
Saw a need and took action. Okay.
Yes.
He's John Kennelly, folks. When we come back, we'll talk a little sports with WTIC AM Scott Gray, Derek Jeter, Roger Clemens, Jim Calhoun are all on our agenda. Don't even think about going away.